And that's on? That looks on.
Yeah, that's on.
Are you on?
I'm on.
I'm on. Are these mics on?
I'm excited that we're talking about rappers today.
We are. Today we have another special guest. I hope that doesn't sound horrible into your ear holes or your headphones.
The person driving and listening to this just ran into our telephone
I
pole.
know. Like his ears are bleeding.
Oh my gosh, I'm into a ravine. Yeah.
And it was full of kittens. That ravine was full of kittens.
What? That'd be awesome if I could drive into like a basket of kittens.
Oh my God.
Can I just insert a really bad story right here? Okay, so every year on April Fool's Day, my mom would seriously hoodwink the hell out of us kids.
Wow.
So like I would be a sweet little angelic child. Like let's say I was like 8 years old and I'd wake up to go to school. Mm-hmm. My mom would come in and she would be like, Jennifer, and I'd be like, yeah, and she'd be like, it's a snow day. It snowed so much last night. You don't have to go to school today, which could happen in Illinois. It really well could happen that we'd get like,
that's why it's so mean.
I know. And I'm like, are you serious? She's like, nope, April Fools. You got to go to school. I'm like, oh my God, what a bia.
And that's why you're a thespian. Because it's like, your emotions were just like X-Men level changed on that day.
Yeah, I was traumatized, which is, really good for an actor to like have like this trauma to draw from.
It gives you weight so that whenever they're like, think of some time you were wronged or like, what makes you cry? And you'll be like, snow days, me, 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 with like a quivery lip.
So the reason why I thought of this story is because one time my mom like woke me up on April Fool's Day and she's like, Jennifer, there's a basket of kittens on our back door and Dad said we can keep them. And I was like, what? Like I was so ecstatic. She's like, nope, April Fools.
Jesus Christ, these are harsh.
I'm like, you are such a witch.
That's so funny.
That's the abuse I had to grow up with as a kid.
I will remember you. Will you remember me? Don't let your heart. That's my
so
cover.
many commercials with Sarah McLachlan in the background, just like making me depressed.
Right? Yeah. I should have been singing that in like low tones under your traumatic story, with just like pictures of sad-eyed kittens flashing across the screen.
Yeah, looking into like the snowy mountains.
Right.
Yeah.
Blink,
like a really
blink.
bad calendar.
Ooh, note to self, note to editing, Gabby. Shout out, haven't talked to you in a while. How you doing, chica? Let's go ahead and do a little side note on a sticky note, and let's do swivel round chair as different bosses with different wigs and different accents as a promo YouTube video.
Yeah.
Or just a YouTube video that we do on our YouTube channel. Great segue, Gabby.
YouTube. We're on YouTube,
Hey, guys. Hey, guys. Guess what? Hey, guys. Guess what? Boy, do we have something for you.
We're on YouTube.
So it's us. We're the thing that we have for you. It's us on YouTube. Now with more eyeball stimulation.
You get to see us on video, and let me tell you, we are like two
What a treat.
hot ladies.
We are just two banging babes.
Yeah.
We got t-shirts on. I kind of brushed my hair today. It's looking pretty good.
We heard that sex sells, so we thought, like, why not throw in a t-shirt?
And then we thought, if sex sells, I wonder what pajama shirts sell.
Oh my gosh. I bet pajamas sell even better than sex.
Ooh, comfort.
We should start like a porn industry, but instead of sex, it's all like really comfy pajamas. So we should talk more about rappers, I guess.
Let's try. One thing that I know about rappers is that they are the best way to transport candy. Joke corner.
Yeah, I remember those candies that I got like back in December, and they were organic candies from the nature food patch store.
Yes. And then you offered me some, but then you ate them all.
God, they were so good. They're like pomegranate, and they just melted in your mouth.
Right. They were basically like healthy Starburst. Guilt-free Starburst.
If you get it at the health food store, it's good for you. You can just eat it all in one sitting. Basically salad. So I like those rappers. But then, musical rappers, which is something I was saying prior to this episode, I am an expert on because my boyfriend's a rapper.
Right. So you're really knowledgeable in how to date one.
Yes. Rappers. I'm good
The
at.
musical ones.
I'm living with a rapper.
And I am living with candy wrappers. all around my bedside. I'm just kidding. I actually don't like candy, but I do like rap music. I like it when it's funny or when it makes you think or when it's the kind of song that has something like unique about the quality of it. Like, oh my God, mashup music where it's like classical elements mixed with rap. I like that a lot.
I love that too. There's an artist I love who I can't remember right now, but he is like amazing at that. He takes like beats from like the 1940s and
That's such a good blend.
I think his name is Prolator or Prolator, but anyway, that's amazing.
Yes. Okay.
So anyway, rappers.
Right. But before rappers, there was us. Who's us? I'll tell ya. I'm Gab Powell, and that's JR. And this is Insert Something Funny Here or There or Any Fucking Where. It's a comedy podcast.
We just made this episode explicit with an E. We have to start. I just
I was
realized we have to
thinking
start
about-
doing that.
I was just gonna say that. I was uploading one of the episodes, like, cool, yeah, and then I noticed a section I never noticed before where it auto clicks off clean, and I was like, oh, it's too late to. Hopefully, no moms are like, I'll just try this out in the car with my 10 4-year-olds that I'm traversing around town. Definitely try it.
Wait a minute.
Can we zoom in
Wait, so
handsome?
you didn't select clean episode and it automatically was like, this is definitely not.
No. The other way around. It auto clicks clean. You have to click over to explicit, and I never click over to explicit, but I always say fuck.
I know. So I
Whoopsie
guess
doopsie.
we're
Sorry,
gonna,
kids.
I know that's because we're like real thug life rappers.
I know, and we're always
doing
talking
what
about
we want.
sex, drugs, rock and roll, and just general debauchery.
I know, and breaking the law. So
Yeah.
we need to start following the law though on Spotify, otherwise
No.
or else.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna break the law even more by talking about debauchery and then not clicking off explicit. Ooh, I'm bad.
She's bad, folks.
I'm
She's
rubbing
like
my
Michael
arm.
Jackson.
Yeah. I'm bad. Another perfect cover.
Flawless. Yeah, just go. That's Michael Jackson.
That's not the worst. It's not the worst you ever heard.
That's actually pretty good.
Speaking of Michael Jackson, he's a musician. Side note, who used these SM7B mics, but also who was a musician, just like our guest today. Perfect segue. Number 87. All right, welcome to the interview portion. Insert something funny here, listeners. Today I have one of the cool kids on the block, Johnny Polygon.
Hello.
Welcome, Johnny. So where are you right now? What state are you in?
I am in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I'm headed to Oklahoma City, where I live.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
That's where you are from, right? Like where you grew up?
I grew up in Tulsa, yeah. But now I live in Oklahoma City, but I'm in Tulsa very often. And before all the this pandemic and stuff, I was splitting my time between New York and LA.
Fun. Yes. The major creative zones.
Yeah, just that's just where I've I cut my teeth, and I have a lot of friends and
Networking.
connections. Yes. Yeah. If you call them that anymore, like eventually connections just become friends,
Right.
Everyone's just a regular person at the end of the day, regardless of their professional achievements or whatever.
Cool. So to fully intro you in, Johnny Polygon, singer, producer, musical artist.
Yes.
I found you on Spotify. You popped up
Oh,
as
wow.
release radar.
Wow, that's cool.
I'm trying to remember which one. It was either Easy to Say,
Oh, wow.
Easy
Okay,
to
yeah.
Say, or there was another one that you had. Bad Habits, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
still a good person. I just got
Yeah.
I think
That's funny because that was off my last album as the lead artist.
right.
Those were the two songs that was off of Teddy Bear Massacre, which is available everywhere online on streaming services. But those were the 2 songs that I produced on the album.
Awesome.
And I was like, I've always wanted to do more production and build the music more and see what I can like kind of create completely on my own without the crutch of another producer, which is how I lived, which is how I made music forever. I came from Oklahoma. I moved to California in 2004, I want to say.
Okay.
And I had $297 and 1,000 copies of my album at the time called Lego My Ego. And I was always getting beats from people, you know what I mean? Like I would find a beat and then I would write a song to it. And then my albums would consist of all these random beats that I would, have make sense as a cohesive body of work.
Right.
And I refused to make my own beats. I was like, no, I'm not a producer. I'll let the bakers bake the bread and I'm just gonna rap. Like that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just like gonna rap. Then as I got older and had more life experience and kind of accomplished all my dreams that I had like written on paper, I was like, what else can I do?
Right.
Because being the artist, being Johnny Polygon is like so fulfilling for me. But at the same time, it started to become like a box that I was in.
Right.
Like I couldn't say certain things comfortably, couldn't make a certain type of music comfortably, even though this might be something that I would like listen to in my everyday life. I didn't feel like Johnny Polygon could make that type of music, as like an artist.
Interesting.
But then as a producer, through other artists, it's I can explore these sides of myself that aren't prominent enough for me to use it as a statement as an artist for myself, but as a backdrop for someone else who's in a different walk of life. It gives me an opportunity to explore sides of myself that I didn't even know were there,
That's so cool. I never really thought about that kind of, but you're right, because the whole Johnny Polygon, like it's branding and it's like a package deal. So then if you want to like do something really experimental and maybe not specifically put that branding on it, who are some of the up and coming artists that you were talking about working with in that?
Well, I have there's 3 main artists in no particular order. There's Puerto Rican Johnson, who is he is everything that I loved about gangster rap when I was younger. You know what I mean? Like when I was coming up, I was like obsessed with like Tupac and Eazy-E and Biggie, and I found this kid who his story just moved me. It's just crazy. Just really grew up, was raised by the streets, but has like the heart of a gentleman and the talent of my favorite artist in the world. Then there's V, who is just the most confident. I still have to figure out how I'm gonna put her into words. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, just imagine like Meg the Stallion meets Missy Elliott, like
Okay.
And then there's another girl, Jamie, who we are working on a project. She's 42. All her kids are grown, and she just started making music a couple years ago.
That's
And
awesome. That's so
yeah, and she is so talented and so dope. And we are working on a project that we're calling, the group is called Atomic Mom. It's her and I, and it's just like retro 80s body positive MILF music, you know? So
Can't wait.
so like Rico, Puerto Rican Johnson, he is like some classic gangster rap. You know what I mean? Like he's like the shit that you put on in your car,
Right.
When you're just like feeling yourself. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
V is just like authentic soul,
Ooh.
hip hop, R&B, just musical goodness.
Right.
You know?
Soulful.
Yeah. And then Jamie is just MILF music, you know what I mean? Just like the type of music, the type of music you put on when you're working out, the type of music you put on when you get out the shower and you're just like looking at yourself naked, trying to find something that you're proud of. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. That's Atomic Mom.
I can't wait. And is there an ETA for all three of those that you want to plug?
Yeah, so I have Teddy Bear Massacre 2, which is my record. That's going to be coming out on my birthday this year on May 15th. And then all of their records are going to be coming out in the following months.
Gotcha. Like subsequently after May.
Yeah. Because as the common denominator between all these projects, it's like right now, Johnny Polygon is the most popular one. So it's like using myself and using the Johnny Polygon records to just kind of create a broader base for all the artists that I'm working with.
Right. Kind of like using your spotlight.
Exactly.
Feature in like, hey, but look at this guy.
Exactly. You know, people have done that for me before in my career. And like now I'm in a position to where I can do that for other people.
Right.
And it's like a full circle sort of thing. It's really offered me so much fulfillment and purpose that I'm grateful to all of them. They reminded me why I love music in the first place. Because I was, you know, kind of getting bored as an artist myself. Like the things that you have to do in order to stand, like to, sometimes it feels as a creative, I'm sure you can relate to this, you know, having a podcast and, you know, doing your improv and comedy and all that. Sometimes it feels like you're just throwing things out into this void that no one cares about, you know, and you'll be so excited about like this one thing, and then it'll happen, and then the impact isn't what you thought it would be,
Right.
and then you like, you know, life goes on, and you know, shit like that. And you know, doing that for, you know, I've been making music since I was 15 and I'm 36 now, and you know, doing that for a couple decades of just like keeping yourself motivated,
Right.
was just kind of, it took its toll, and my enthusiasm wasn't for the game. It like wasn't the same as it used to be, you know.
Right.
And then like just like finding this that were so raw and so new, and seeing them like discover their voices, like, you know, thinking about like the first sessions that I had with each one of them, there was always a moment where they were like, oh my God, this is me. Like they're hearing it back and they're like, I can't believe this is me. I'm super excited to really start to roll that out, you know.
Right on. No, yeah, that is funny that you're like their musical parent.
Yeah, it feels like that.
You nurture.
It feels like that. It goes so far beyond music when you are creating with people in such an intimate setting. You know, like I know these people, like I know their families, I know their struggles and their insecurities and their dreams and their bad habits, and I can see like the finished version of each one of them, you know, and I'm like watching them start to
take form.
Yeah, I'm watching them start to form, and I'm watching them start to trust themselves and start to see what I'm seeing too, you know.
That's so exciting to be a part of it. Like, what's that? Like, pay it forward. You know,
Yeah,
the phrase
yeah,
is like people helped you when you were coming up, and now you're really paying it forward and giving
right.
back to the community.
With each one of these artists, it's like they reach an audience that I wouldn't myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like being able to have my ideas and um, being able to contribute in worlds that I've always admired, but never been able to like speak directly to. You know?
Yeah, that was a smart next step. I'm so excited for you.
Yeah.
I really, really recommend you guys jump on Spotify or whatever you do to listen to your music. Look up those songs that we mentioned, but just the Teddy Massacre album in general. That's what got me hooked. So start there.
Thank you so much. Teddy Bear 2 is coming on May 15th.
Whoop, whoop.
So, and that's going to be, you know, completely produced by me. And it is, it's a journey. There's a lot has happened in my life since, you know, Teddy Bear Massacre 1. So
For sure. It's time to re-up. Okay,
yeah.
couple quick questions before I let you go.
Yeah.
Rattle off a couple like inspirational artists, like when you were 15 or maybe even like throughout your decades of making songs. Who inspired you?
Missy Elliott.
Classic.
Metronomy, a great band.
Ooh.
Atmosphere. So many more. Just Michael Franks. Too many to mention. My influences are from everywhere. The Beatles.
I could tell because the way your music kind of, like you said, you do have a good scope. It's not just like it.
Yeah.
Especially across all your albums, it's not like one type of rap music.
Right.
There's some catchy like singing kind of aspects to your music, but
thank you.
Also lyrically, I always like it when you listen to it 3 times and you're always laughing at something new, like, oh, I didn't even notice he made
Thank you.
A layered joke in there and stuff.
Thank you. Yeah.
And then last question, any words of advice for new people coming up in music or production, or interesting things that you kind of learn along the way that caught you off guard?
You know, it's like the cheesy things are true. Like, just trust the process and don't look for shortcuts because there aren't any, and you'll waste energy looking for them. So just stay true to yourself and always remain teachable.
Ooh, I like that phrasing. That's a good phrase.
Yeah, which is also art, A-R-T, always remain teachable. So
wow, put that on a t-shirt.
I know, right?
I love finding like phrases that belong on t-shirts.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, unless there's anything else you want to plug.
Thanks for having me. It's nice to meet you. And everyone can check out Johnny Polygon on all streaming services and social media. And all of the projects I'm speaking of will be released the second half of the year after May 15th. And the drop of the second installment of the trilogy of Teddy Bear Massacre.
Can't wait. I'll keep my eye out for that, and I'll definitely keep an ear out when those come out too. Awesome. Thank you very much. See ya. If you're ever in Florida. I'll hit you up. Yeah. Yeah, you got it. All right. Bye, man. 3 3, 2, 1. Now we segue back to the podcast.
What'd you guys think? Did you love them? Didn't love them, huh?
Hey, yeah, what'd you think about that? You want to like connect with us and tell us a little bit? I don't know. I think that would be fun. But if you don't know what to think, let me tell you.
Who was your first favorite rapper?
Eminem, hands down. Oh my God, I still remember. I graduated from 6th grade or something, or 5th grade or whatever, and my mom wasn't home like that whole weekend. So my dad took me to go like get something to celebrate from the mall. I picked out that CD. My dad, bless his heart, he did not even look down at what it was. He just swiped that card and was like, tousled hair, proud of you, Gab. And I ran home like a typical 11, 12-year-old girl, like clutching the CD to my chest, like, oh my God, I can't wait. And then I got home, and I don't know why I had the confidence of 1,000 suns, but I blasted that Explicit Eminem CD, and my mom came home and then immediately made me sell it to my cousin because Explicit.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
She's like, I'm glad you got that. Great, you're selling it.
Yeah, she's
I like
like,
how she made you sell it and not like just give it to somebody.
No, yeah, my mom understands that I've always been an entrepreneur, real spirit.
That's hilarious. My first rapper, and probably one of my favorite rappers today, is Outkast.
Oh my gosh, you're right. He holds up so well over time too. I was just jamming a couple of his songs.
Andre
like,
3000?
Oh, y'all.
I know.
Roses and Hey Ya are on my like girly, my getting ready playlist for going out. He's up in there.
You should listen to their album Stankonia.
Oh, that sounds so familiar.
I know that's
There's
a
so
great
many
album.
good rappers.
That was the first album of theirs I listened to, but then I went back in time and listened to a bunch of their other
Goodies.
older albums, and they're just amazing.
Did you see me just bump into my mic? Whoa, excuse me, sir.
I live in the bumped into the mic area.
I know. Well, you also, your neutral is like you're making out with it.
I have to kiss my mic in order for my sound to be equilibrium to yours.
Ooh, smoochy.
Did your parents not like you listening to rap then? I guess
don't
you
think-
answered that question
Well,
with your story.
No, just explicit stuff. My mom is a real stickler for like, you know, one of her go-to phrases, I think we touched on this before, was like good, clean fun. Like she was literally one of those moms that would be like, you know, you got to just do good, clean, fun activities, Gabby. You know, your friends, they're in SGA, and you know, I bet they're playing volleyball or like, you know, hanging out with their little siblings on the weekends. You can't just go to this booty dancing stuff. She didn't want me to do
As
booty
you were like
dancing.
twerking in the kitchen as she's saying this.
As I was trying to sneak in a house party into her kitchen. Yeah, exactly right. No, I was a pretty decent kid. I didn't do that much bad stuff, but I did like to go to the occasional house party, like towards the end, you know, like 17, 18 years old. Just normal teenager shit. But my mom's going to hate every curse word in this podcast, but she has to listen to it because she's my mom, and she decided to support me the day she decided to make a creative artist.
That's right. It's your fault, Mom.
This is what you've made. You know why. You know it's your fault because you had the creative pull and you birthed it into me too. So deal with these curse words. I know. One time we were watching a playback of like one of the improv shows that I did, and I was all excited to like show my mom and my sister, and my mom turns to me halfway through the episode after I just like Tourette's cursed up a storm, and she turns to me, she's like, did you have to say fuck or something like that? I'm like,
You're like,
Mom,
yes.
shh, the scene, Mom.
The art.
The art.
The expression. She's
I'm
like, why is the F word
emoting.
there?
I'm emoting.
Oh my
You know, they're
God.
just little words. Words. That's the interesting thing about, and this will tie us back into talking about the topic, but like words are spells. You know what I mean? Like you string them together, you could lead people, you could pull people into emotion. You could even guide people into feeling things in a fake situation, which is literally what acting is. You guide people into feeling either happiness, sadness, fear, whatever, through your actions and sentences.
Yeah,
And I think
words.
this episode sponsored by WORDS, Wordaza.
Words. All the words in the world have put their stamp of approval on our podcast.
Yes.
Even the bad
Sponsored
words.
by-
Even the bad words.
Even the bad words. Because remember, they are also words too.
That's right. That was really off key.
I thought you were going to commit to a sing-song thing, and so
I
did
was,
you.
but somehow like the back of my throat just fizzled out, and I was like, it's not happening.
The powerhouse. Oh God, the squeaky chair makes it sound like I'm farting, but I'm just
Why do they
wiggly.
make chairs that sound like farts?
Oh my God, niche business idea. Let's get into a business where we make chairs that are fart proof sounding. So it's like they don't sound like farts at all. In fact, even if you did fart in them, it would sound obstruct.
Yeah, they're like memory foam cushions.
Yeah, and
why
also
are there not office chairs that are like memory foam?
noise canceling is
Yeah.
noise canceling memory foam. Can we have someone who knows how to design chairs hit us up? That would be at hello@insertsomethingfunnyhere.com.
Yeah, specifically
the email,
if you work for free.
Yeah, specifically if you work very free. Or if you work for laughs. Ooh, but speaking of entertainment, perfect segue back in. Blah, blah, blah rappers, blah, blah, blah music. Oh, right. We were talking about like Outkast and Eminem and like some of our favorites. One thing that I really appreciate that Johnny Poly, my boy Johnny P, is doing, he's working with a lot of up and comers or people that are trying to like find their footing in the biz. And we talked about how like it's like, that pay it forward culture where, people helped him when he was coming up and now he's trying to like turn to his community locally in Oklahoma. So if you're in Oklahoma, find Johnny P on Instagram and like connect with him. Maybe he'll have some at least tips and pointers for you.
He's probably the best rapper in all of Oklahoma. When I think of Oklahoma,
Probably.
I think of, the film musical, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma where the trees are gray.
That's right, that one.
That's the whole song. That's the whole musical.
Yeah, and cowboys. And like girls were like, her land sakes, Curly didn't want to marry me. I don't know what he was thinking.
Harumph.
That's right.
That's right. But yeah, I like that he's doing all that. And it just made me think about every single artist, that we listen to, they had their own unique coming up story. And I just want to interview them all.
Yes. So if you are an artist and you have a coming up story and you are listening to this, reach out to us right away.
Ooh. Or just think about it and then don't do it and then regret it. On your dying bed, you'll say, one of the things you wished you did was reach out to us. Ooh.
Yeah. We are commonly people's last wishes
I
or
wish
last
I would
regrets.
I wish I would have connected with Insert Something Funny here.
Exactly.
That's literally happening like every second.
You don't want to live with that or die with it.
I will remember you. You can't copyright this because it's not even the words. Don't let your Oh, you're such a great backup singer. You're like so quick to jump in. Also, by the way, one of my favorite things that we've ever done ever to date ever is that LASIK vision song where you backed me up. I was like, back me up on the notes. And you just jumped right in to the point where it almost sounded planned. And that's the power of improv.
That's the power of skilled improvisation.
Of skilled musical improv.
It's like we planned it, but we didn't.
Ooh, what are they going to do next? We don't even know. But stay tuned for the next episode where you'll surely find out.
That's right. This is the end of this episode, and then there is a next episode that you should listen to.
Oh, which will be coming up after our season break. Oh, yeah, I guess this is a good time to address the fact that we're taking a bit of a seasonal break.
Yeah.
A bit of a seasonal break. So actually, stay tuned. Keep in touch with us. And actually, we're pivoting over to the YouTube medium. So keep track of our silly antics there with visuals. Ooh.
YouTube.
Slow pan into Jen Ryan's eyeball. G-Unit. Into something funny. We'll miss you. See you next season.
Bye.
Woo.